Alright, hello everybody, and this is Dr. Diamond back at it again with yet another podcast. Now, I kinda was a little hesitant of doing this one because, well, if you guys don't know, which you guys probably don't know, unless you guys are stalkers and, stalk me, I only have like, 3 lights on. Well, in my tiny little mini office that I built, I have no light in here. And I'm doing a creepypasta thing, and I'm fucking mad at myself because I came down here literally like, I don't know, 2, 3 minutes ago to get ready. And I fucking left my goddamn little light lamp on all fucking day. It didn't get burned. No, like, it's not burned out or anything. I'm just fucking mad at myself that I wasted the battery in it. So I fucking turned it off and I chucked it across the basement. It's probably broken by now, but I'm angry right now at that. And by the way, I got some pizza down here, so I'll probably be eating like I did the other night. 'Cause I'm fucking starving and I don't give a shit. So, wait, what the fuck is this? Your device is at risk of being out of date. Well, I don't give a fuck. So anyways, I've got 3 creepypastas, 3 of the most well-known creepypastas that I don't remember if I've read these or not. We got Candle Cove, Ben Drowned, and Smile Dog. So those are the 3 that I'm going to be reading tonight. I don't know why, it's just because I thought, hey, I like these ones. I don't think I've read these ones yet. First, let's take a bite of this delicious pizza. Mmm. Yummy. Fucking starving. Mmm. Hell yeah. Mmm. Oh yeah. Mmm. Mmm. Okay. Oh god, all these fucking pop-up ads. Get out of here. Stop seeing this ad. Ad was inappropriate. Ad closed by Google. No, it was closed by me. Anyways. SpongeBob, Camp Coral. No, we have had enough fucking SpongeBob. So I don't know if this is the actual legit real story of, like, the original creepypasta itself. So it says, Sky Shale 033, subject, Candle Cove local kids show? Question mark. Does anybody remember this kids show? It was called Candle Cove, and I must have been 6 or 7. I never found reference to it anywhere, so I think it was on a local station around 1971 or 1972. I lived in Ironton at the time. What the fuck is that? I've never heard of that. I don't remember which station, but I do remember it was out on a weird time, like 4 p.m. Why is that a weird time? That's not a weird time. Now, if it was like 4 a.m., then yeah, that would be a weird time. Mike_Painter. 65. Subject, Lee. Candle Cove, Crystal, Why did I say Crystal? Every time I see Cove, I think of Crystal Cove, like from the fucking Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated series. Best Scooby-Doo show. By the way. God, this pizza's good. Also, every time I hear Cove, I think of Pirate's Cove. And then I think of Foxy, Foxy the pirate. Anyways, it seems really familiar to me. I grew up outside of Ashland and was 9 years old in 72. I wasn't even thought of. My mom was like 1 year old. And my dad wasn't even born in 1972. Candle Cove Was it about pilots? I remember a pilot Millionette. Hey, Millionette. Hey, fucking Five Nights at Freddy's going up in here at the mouth of a cave talking to a little girl. It was me, I'm the little girl. So this guy, Shale guy says, yes, okay, so I'm not crazy. I remember Pilot Posey. Pilot Posey picked a pickle of peppered penis. I'm sorry. I was always kind of scared of him. He looked like he was built from parts from other dolls. Real low budget. His head was an old porcelain baby doll, and looked like an antique that didn't belong to the body. I don't remember what station this was, but I think it was WTSF. What the fuck does that mean? God damn it, I gotta look this up. No, what the fuck was it? It was WTSF. I don't know. Watch the spokes fly. Why things sink and float? World Traditional Sports Federation. What? It's not. Oh, what the serious fuck? Oh, that's what it means. I'm pretty sure that's what they mean. You know, here. Where the fuck am I? Here I am. Okay. Sorry to resurrect this old thread, but I know exactly what show you mean, Skyshell. I think Candle Cove ran for a couple months in 71, not 72. I was 12 and I watched it a few times with my brother. It was Channel 58, whatever station that was. My mom would let me switch to it after the news. Oh, excuse me, let me see what I remember. It took place in Candle Cove, and it was about a little girl who imagined herself to be friends with pilots. Not butt pilots, no, I'm just kidding. The pilot ship was called the Laughingstock. Oh, that's cool. Well, it probably was a laughing stock. And Pilot Pussy wasn't a very good pilot because he got scared too easily. What a fucking pussy. Pilot Pussy is a pussy. You should call him Pilot Pussy. Pilot Pussy. What the fuck is wrong with me? And there was a fallopian tube? I don't know. Something music constantly playing. Don't remember the girl's name, Janice or Jade or something. I think it was Janice. Thank you, Jelen. Memories flooded back when you mentioned the laughing stock in the channel 58. I remember the bow of the ship and it was wooden smiling face and the lower jaw submerged. It looked like it was swallowing the sea and it had an awful Ed Win voice and laugh. What the fuck that? I don't know who the fuck you are. I especially remember how jarring it was when they switched from the wooden to plastic model to foam puppet version of the head that talked. That's fucking cool. Haha, I remember that too. Now, do you remember this part, Skyshield? You have to go inside. Ugh, Mike, I gotta chill reading that. Yes, I remember. That's what the ship always told Pussy when there was a spooky place he had to go in. Like a cave or dark room where the treasure was. And the camera would push in on the laughingstock's face with each pause. You have to go inside. With his two eyes askew and that flopping foam jaw, and that fish line that opened and closed it. Ugh, it just looked so cheap and awful. You guys remember the villain? He had a face that was just a handlebar mustache, just above a really tall, narrow teeth. Oh, you talk about Robbie Rotten from Lazy Town? I'm sorry. I honestly Honestly, though, the villain was Pilot Pussy. I was about 5 when the show was on. Nightmare Fuel. That wasn't the villain, you fucking leech. No, it doesn't actually say that story, but that would be funny. That wasn't the villain. The puppet with the mustache. That was the villain's sidekick. Horus Horrible. And he had a monocle, too. Oh, just like the fucking radio demon guy from Hazbin Hotel. But it was the top of his mustache. It used to be... Wait, I used to think that meant he had only one eye. One squinty eye. No. But yeah, the villain... but yeah, the villain was another marionette. Some people called him the puppet. But that's because that's what Scott Cawthon originally... No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Every time I see marionette, I just think of fucking Five Nights at Freddy's. The skin talker. Taker. It's Taker. I can't believe what they let us watch back then. Jesus Hitler Christ. Oh, I'm just kidding, I'm sorry. Every time I see Jesus H. Christ, I just think of Family Guy and thinking, you know, like the joke of Jesus' middle name being Hitler. I love Family Guy. Jesus H. Christ, the Skin Taker. What kind of kids show were we watching? I seriously could not look at the screen when the Skin Taker showed up. He just descended out of nowhere on his strings. Just a dirty skeleton wearing that brown top hat and cape. And his glass eyes that were too big for his skull. Christ almighty. Wasn't his top hat and cloak sewn up crazily? Was that supposed to be the children's skin? God, that's fucking disturbing. Yeah, I think so. Remember his mouth didn't open and close, his jaw just slid back and forth. I remember a little girl said, "Why does your mouth move like that?" And the Skin Taker didn't look at the girl, but at the camera and said, "To grind your skin." Jesus, that's fucking terrible. So, check on the podcast for a minute. Everything seems to be going good. No one yet, but that's okay. I am so relieved that other people remember this terrible show. I used to have this awful memory, a bad dream I had where the open jingle ended and the show faded in from black and all the characters were just there. But the camera was just cutting into each of their faces and they were just screaming and the puppets and marionettes were flailing spastically. And just all screaming. The girl was just moaning and crying like she had been through hours of this. God, that's fucking disturbing. I woke up many times from that nightmare. I used to wet the bed when I had it because it was a wet dream. I wish I was the little girl. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think it was a dream. I remember that. I remember that was an episode. No, not possible. There was no plot or anything. I mean, literally just standing in place, crying and screaming for the whole show. Maybe I'm manufacturing the memory because you said that, but I swear to God I remember seeing what you describe. They just screamed. Oh, God, yes, the little girl, Janice. I remember seeing her shake, and the Skin Taker screaming through his gnashing teeth, his jaw cleaning so wildly I thought it would come off its wire hinges. I turned it off, and that was the last time I watched it. I had to tell my brother, and we didn't have the courage to turn it back on. I visited my mom today in the nursing home. I asked her about when I was little, in the early 70s, when I was 8 or 9. And if she remembered the kids show, Candle Cove, she just said she was surprised I remember that and asked why, and I asked why, and she said, because I used to thought it was so strange that you said, I'm going to watch Candle Cove now, Mom. But then you would just tune into the TV at a static and just watch Dead Air for 30 minutes. You had a big imagination with your little pilot show. See, Now, oh, okay, from that little fucking line there, that's the end, by the way. I fucking love this creepypasta. I can definitely see why it's a lot of people's favorite. Uh, because I remember that little line. I've never really been too big of a creepypasta fan, but I remember that little line at the end, where the kids are just, like, sitting there, watching Dead Air for 30 minutes. I remember that part. Yeah, so that's Candle Cove. I fucking love this one. This one's cool. Mm. Oh my god, and this pizza. Mm. But Mr. Krabs, we don't serve pizza. Well, we do now. We do now, Mr. Tentacles, we do now. Mm. Probably a bad idea to eat and then lean in. Because when you eat, your saliva gets, like, comes out more than, like, eat up the food and shit. So now I'm afraid I'm gonna get my fucking, my computer all spitty. Okay, one more bite and then we'll read Ben Drown. This is another one I've never read. I really listen to creepypastas. I don't really read them because I don't like to read. Collection, I don't know how to read. mm. Mm. I'm sorry you guys have to hear me eating. I'm just fucking starving. Almost done with this bite, or this piece. I'm just gonna finish it off, I guess. Plus, it makes the podcast go by faster, longer, harder. I don't know. Alrighty. Okay, I promise. That's the end of that piece. 2 more to go. Okay. Okay, something X, whatever. I need your help with this. This is not a copy pasta. This is a long lead. But I feel like my safety or well-being could very well depend on this. This video game related specifically Majora's Mask, and this is the creepiest shit that has ever happened to me in my entire life. Having said that, I recently moved into my dorm room starting as a sophomore in college, and a friend of mine gave me his old Nintendo 64 to play. I was stoked. I fucking jacked off. No, just kidding. To say the least. I could finally play all those old games of my youth that I have not touched for at least a decade. His Nintendo 64 came with one yellow controller and was a rather shoddy copy of the Super Smash Bros. While beggars can't be choosers, needless to say, it didn't take long until I became bored of beating up level 9 CPUs. That weekend I decided to drive around the neighborhood and about 20 minutes or so off campus. Hitting up the old local garage sales, hoping to score some good deals from the ignorant parents. I ended up picking up a copy of Pokemon Stadium, GoldenEye, fuck yeah, F-Zero, and 2 other controllers for $2. Satisfied, I began to drive out of the neighborhood when one last house caught my attention. It was the house of Oni and G, and he had a Game Boy Advance SP Blue Edition. No, I'm just kidding. Still have no idea why I did it. There was no cars, and there was only one table set up with random junk on it, but something sort of drew me there. I usually trust my gut on these things, so I got out of the car and was greeted by an old man. His outward appearance was, for lack of a better word, displeasing. It was odd, if you ask me, to tell you why I thought the wait, why I thought the thought he was displeasing. Sorry, I couldn't really pinpoint anything. There was just something about him that put me on edge. I can't explain it. All that I can tell you is that if it wasn't in the middle of the afternoon and there were other people within shouting distance, I would have not even approached this man. He flashed his cock at me. No, I'm just kidding. He, he flashed a crooked smile at me and asked what I was looking for, and immediately I noticed he might have been blind in one of his eyes. His right eye had that glazed over look about it. I forced myself to look in his left eye instead, trying not to offend. And I asked him if he had any old video games. I was already wondering if I could politely excuse myself from the situation when he would tell me that he had no idea what a video game was. But to my surprise, he said he had a few ones in an old box. He assured me he had been back in a jiffy, and turned to head to the garage. As I watched him hobble away, I couldn't help but notice that what he was selling on his table. Littered across his table were particular paintings, various artworks that looked like ink blots that a psychiatrist might show you. Curious, I looked through them. It was obvious there was no one visiting this guy's garage sale. And these weren't exactly aesthetically pleasing. As I came to the last one, for some reason it looked almost like Majora's Mask. The same heart-shaped body with the little spikes protruding outward. I don't know what the fuck a Majora's Mask is, so I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Initially, I thought that since I was secretly hoping to find the game at these garage sales, some fraudulent bullshit was projecting itself into the ink bolts. But given the events that happened afterwards, I'm not so sure now. I should have asked the man about it. I wish I would have asked the man about it. After staring at the Majora-shaped bolt, I looked up and the old man was suddenly there again, arm's length in front of me, smiling at me. I'll admit I jumped out of the reflux and I laughed nervously as he handed me a Nintendo 64 cartridge. It was the standard gray color, except that someone wrote Majora at the back with permanent marker. I got butterflies in my stomach and realized what a coincidence this was, and I had asked the man how much he wanted. The old man smiled at me and told me I could have it for free, and that it used to belong to a kid who was about my age, and that didn't live here anymore. There was something weird about how the man phrased that, but I didn't really pay too much but I didn't think too much of it. This is like the fucking this is the cliche of, but I didn't really think too much of it. But I didn't really pay any attention to it then. I was too caught up in not only finding this game, but getting it for free. I reminded myself to be a bit skeptical since it looked like a pretty shady cartridge. And there was no guarantee it would even work. But then my optimist inside of me interjected that it may have been some kind of beta version or a piloted version of the game. That's all I needed to get to be back on Cloud 9. I'm gonna see how much my 78%. Okay. So it's just seeing how much my computer was at, because last night I didn't get to say goodbye to you guys because my computer died suddenly. Anyways, I thanked the man and the man smiled at me and wished me well, saying goodbye then. At least that's what it sounded like to me. All the way the car ride home, I had a nagging doubt that the man had said something else. My feelings were confirmed, and I booted up the game. To my surprise, it worked just fine. To simply, oh no, and there was only one save file, simply named simply Ben. Goodbye, Ben. He was trying to say. Goodbye, Ben. I feel bad for him. Obviously, a grandparent, and obviously going senile, and I, for some reason or another, reminded him of his grandson Ben. Well, maybe that's not why he said bye, Ben. Maybe he was saying something else, like he died or something. I don't know. I don't fucking know. 25 minutes, almost 26. Holy shit. So I had to check on the podcast for a second. Out of curiosity, I looked at the save file. Eyeballing it, I could tell that it was just that he was pretty far into the game. He had almost all of the masks and 3/4 remains of the bosses. I noticed that he had used an owl statue to save his game, but he was on day 3 and by the stone tower temple with hardly any hour left before the moon would crash. So, you know, I just realized it's been almost a half hour. I gotta check. See if my fucking... See if my thing's going good. You can hear me right. 3/4 remains of the boss. So, yeah, you can hear me right. I just realized that I should probably do, check to see if you guys can hear me right. Anyways, I remember thinking that it was a shame that he had come so close to being in the game, but he never finished it. I made a new file named Link out of tradition. Oh, I get it. It's a Legend of Zelda game. Okay. How the fuck did I not realize that? Because I know Link is like the main character of Legend of Zelda. I've never played it, but okay, never mind. Ready to relive my childhood. I'm gonna take a pizza break. Yummy. Almost done. Okay. For such a shady looking game cartridge, I was impressed with how smoothly it ran. Literally just like a retail copy of the game, save for a few minor hiccups here and there. Like textures being where they shouldn't be, random flashes of cutscenes at odd intervals, but nothing too bad. However, the only thing that was a little unnerving was that the NPCs, or that at times the NPCs would call me Link, and then at other times they'd call me Ben. I figured it was just a bug, a fluke in the programming causing our files to get mixed up or something. It did kind of creep me out after a while, and it was after I had beaten the Woodfall Temple that I had regrettably went into the save files and deleted Ben. I had intended to preserve the file out of respect to the game's original owner, but it's not like I needed 2 files anyways. Hoping that would solve the problem. It did and didn't. Now NPCs wouldn't call me anything. They where my name should be, where dialogue was just a blank space. My save file name was still called Link though. Frustrated with some homework to do, I put the game down for a day. How fucking much more of this shit? Oh my god, there's quite a bit. Holy fuck me. This one, okay. This one's a long one. I didn't realize how fucking long this one was. So maybe after this one, I would probably go. I don't know. Fuck, now I gotta find where I was. Okay. I started playing the game again last night, getting the lens of truth. Oh, just like the stick of truth. Oh, excuse me, God, I'm sorry. And working my way towards completing the Snowhead Temple. Now, some of you more hardcore Majora's Mask players know that the fourth day glitch. For those who don't know, for those who don't, you can Google it. But the gist of it is that right as it's about to hit 0000000 on the final day, you talk to the astronomer and look through the telescope. If you time it right, the countdown disappears, and you essentially have another day to finish whatever you were doing. Deciding to do the glitch to try to finish the Snowhead Temple. I happened to get it right on the first try, and the time counter at the bottom disappeared. However, when I pressed B to exit the telescope, instead of being greeted by the astronomer, I found myself in a Majora's boss fight room at the end of the game. The trippy boxed in arena, staring at Skull Kid hovering over me. There was no sound, just him floating there above me, and the background music, which was regular for the area, but still creepy. Immediately my palms began to sweat. And this was definitely not normal. Skull Kid never appeared here. I tried moving around the area, and no matter where I went, Skull Kid would always be facing me, looking at me, not saying anything. Nothing would happen though. But this just kept going around for this kept up for around 60 seconds. I thought the game had bugged or something, and I was beginning to doubt that very much. I was about to reach the reset button, and the text appeared on my screen. You're not sure why, but you apparently had a reservation. I instantly recognized the text. You getting that message when you were in the room key from Anju at the Stockpot Inn. But why was it playing here? I refused to entertain the notion that it was almost as if the game was trying to communicate with me. I started to navigate the room again, testing to see if that was some sort of trigger that enabled me to interact with something here. Then I realized how stupid I was. To even think that somebody could program a game like this was absurd. Sure enough, 15 seconds later, another message appeared on screen. And like the first one, it was already a pre-existing phrase. Go to the layer of the temple's boss. Yes, no. I paused for a second, contemplating what I should press and how the game would react. When I realized that I couldn't select no, I took a deep breath and pressed yes, and the screen faded to white, with the words "Dawn of a New Day" with the subtext something something, I don't know, beneath it. There I was. Where I was ported to filled me with the most intense sense of dread and impending fear that I had ever experienced. The only way I can describe the way I felt here is having this feeling of inexplicable depression of a profound scale, or on a profound scale. I'm normally not a depressed person, but the way I felt here was a feeling that I never knew existed, and it was such a twisted, powerful presence that it seemed to wash over me. My God, this one's fucking long. You know, I might not be able to finish this one. I mean, I still got like a half hour, but you know what? You know. I appeared in some kind of weird daylight zone version of Clocktown. Oh shit, wait, hold on. I just thought I heard my mother. I walked out of the clock tower, as you normally do when you start from day one, only to find that all of the inhabitants were gone. Usually with the fourth day glitch, you can still find these guards and the dog that runs around outside the tower. But this time they were all gone. What replaced them was an ominous feeling that there was something out there, in the same area as me, and that it was watching me. I had 4 hearts to my name and the hero's bow, but at this point I wasn't even considered for my avatar. I felt that I personally was in some kind of danger. Perhaps the most chilling thing was the music, the song of healing, ripped straight from the game itself, but played in reverse. Music would get louder, building up as if you would expect something to pop out at you, but nothing ever did, and the constant loop began to wear on my mental state. Every now and then I would hear the faint laugh of the happy masked salesman in the background, just quiet enough so I wasn't sure if I was hearing things, but just loud enough to keep me determined to find him. I looked at all 4 zones of Clocktown, only to find nothing. No one. Textures were missing, West Clocktown had me walking on air, and the entire area felt broken. Hopelessly broken. As the reverse song of healing repeated for what must have been the 50th time, I just remember standing in the middle of South Clocktown, realizing that I had never felt so alone in a video game before. As I walked through the ghost town, I don't know whether it was the combination of the out-of-place textures and the atmosphere and the haunting melody of the once peaceful and soothing song being butchered and distorted. But I was literally on the verge of tears and I had no idea why. Hardly I ever cry, because I'm a big man with a big dick. No, I'm just kidding. Something had gripped me here, and its powerful sense of depression that was both foreign and crippling. I tried leaving Clocktown, but every time I tried to to zone out, the screen would fade black, and I would just zone into another part of Clocktown. I tried playing my ocarina, whatever. I wanted to escape, but it did not want me to be here. But every time I played the Song of Time or Song of Soaring, it would say, your notes echo far, but nothing happens. By this point, it was obvious that the game didn't want me to leave. I had no idea what was keeping me there. I didn't want to go inside the buildings. I felt that it might be too vulnerable to whatever I was terrified of. I don't know why, but I came up with the idea that maybe if I drowned myself at the laundry pool, I could spawn somewhere else and leave this place. Oh, drowned, huh? Like Ben drowned, huh? Oh my god, I'm gonna take a small break. Nobody's here yet, that's cool. As I zoned in and I ran towards the pool. That's what happened. Link grabbed his head, and the screen flashed from a brief moment of the happy masked salesman smiling at me. Not Link. Me with Skull Kid Scream playing in the background, and when the screen returned, I was staring at the Link statue from playing the song Elegy or whatever of Emptiness. I screamed as the thing just stared back at me with that haunting facial expression. I turned around and turned out back into South Clocktown. And to my horror, the fucking statue followed me in the way I could only compare that it was the weeping angel from Doctor Who. Whatever the fuck that means. Who the fuck is Doctor Who? No, I'm just kidding. Every so often, at random intervals, the animation would play of the statue appearing behind me. It was like the thing was chasing me, or I didn't even know what to fucking say. I didn't even want to fucking say it. Haunting me. By this point, I was on the verge of hysterics, but not. Oh, fuck me too, buddy. I'm on the fucking verge of hysterics. Reading this long fucking thing, I'm really tired. I don't want to read the fucking list, but I need to for you guys. But not even once did the thought of. But not even once did the thought of turning the console occur to me. I don't know why. I was just so wrapped up in it. The terror felt all so real. I tried to shake the statue, but it would only appear right behind me every single time. Link started to begin to make weird animations I had never seen him do before. He would flail his arms around or spasm randomly on the screen. And the screen would cut to the happy mask salesman smiling again before a brief moment before I was face to face with that fucking statue again. I ended up running into the swordsman dojo and ran to the back. I don't know why, but in my panic, I just wanted some kind of assurance that I'm not alone here. To my dismay, I found no one. But as I turned to leave, the statue cornered me in the cubby in the back. I tried attacking the statue with my sword, but to no avail. Confused and backed in the corner, I stared at the statue, waiting for it to kill me. Suddenly, the screen flashed again to the happy mask salesman, and Link turned to face my screen, standing upright, mirroring the statue, looking at me along with his copy, literally staring at me. Whatever was left of the fourth wall was completely shattered while I ran out of the dojo terrified. Suddenly, the game warped me to an underground tunnel, and the reverse song of healing queued up again. As I was given a brief moment of rest before the statue started appearing behind me again, this time aggressively. I could only take a few steps before it would summon behind me again. I hurried and wait. I hurriedly made my way out of the tunnel and appeared in the southern clock town. As I ran aimlessly in sheer panic, suddenly the re-dead screams and the screen faded to black as dawn of a new day and something 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 appeared again. I don't know what those lines mean. Oh my god, I'm getting fucking tired of reading this shit. Wait, so I'm on the screen is faded. Let's see how much fucking more I got left. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm probably about halfway there. Well, except there's a little line there that's not too bad. Where the fuck was I? I gotta find where the fuck I was. I wasn't. God, was I up that far? Where is it? There it is. Oh my god, I am like at least halfway done with this shit. It's 44 fucking minutes. I'm not gonna be able to finish this today, guys. I mean, I could. I don't have to end this podcast at exactly an hour, but you know what, guys? I got shit to do. I gotta eat the rest of my pizza. It's probably cold by now. I'll read for 15 more minutes. Alright? And then I can come back later and finish this. I promise you guys. Here, I'll even bookmark it so I don't forget. I'll bookmark it. There we go. Okay. The screen faded in, and I was standing at the top of the clock tower with the Skull Kid hovering over me again, silent. I looked up and the moon was back, looming just meters over my head, but the Skull Kid just stared at me hauntingly with his fucking mask. A new song was playing. The Stone Tower Temple theme played in reverse. In some sort of desperate attempt, I equipped my bow and fired a shot at the Skull Kid. It actually hit him, and he played an animation of him reeling back. I fired again on the third arrow. A text box appeared saying, "That won't do you any good." That won't do you any good, Lois. No. And I was picked up off the ground, levitating upwards on my back, and then Link screamed as he burst into flames, instantly killing him. Wow, that's fucking horrifying. I jumped when this happened. I had never seen this move used by anyone in the game, and Skull Kid himself didn't have any moves. As death screen played, my lifeless body was still burning. The Skull Kid laughed, and the screen faded to black, only to have me reappear in the same place. I decided to charge him. But then the same thing happened. Link's body was lifted off the ground to some unknown force, and he was immediately burst into flames and again killing him. This time during his death screen, a faint sound of the reverse song of healing could be heard. On my third and final try, I noticed that there was no music playing this time, and that there was only an eerie silence. I remember that the original encounter with the Skull Kid, he was supposed to use the ocarina, or ocarina, whatever. Looks like ocarina. Is it ocarina? Ocarina. To either travel back in time or summon the giants. I attempted to play the Song of Time, but before I could hit the last notes, Link's body once again horrifically exploded into flames and died. As the death screen neared its end, it began to chug, as if the cartridge was trying to process a lot of something. When the screen came to, it was the same scene as the first 3 times, except this time Link was lying on the ground, dead in a position I had never seen in the game before. His head was tilted towards the camera, with the Skull Kid floating above him. I couldn't move, couldn't press any buttons. All I could do is just stare at Link's body. Link's dead body. After around 30 seconds of this, the game simply fades out with the message, "You've met a terrible fate, haven't you?" before kicking you out to the title screen. Upon getting back to the title screen and starting again, I noticed my save files were no longer there. Instead, Link was replaced with Your Turn. Your Turn had 3 hearts, 0 masks, and no items. I selected Your Turn, and immediately when I did, I was returned to the Clocktown rooftop scene of my Link dead and the Skull Kid hovering over. With the Skull Kids laughing, looping again and again, I quickly hit the reset button, and the game booted up again. There was one more save file added below Your Turn, entitled Ben. Ben's save file is right back where it was before I deleted it. At the Stone Tower Temple with the moon almost crashing. How fucking weird. Oh my god. 48 minutes. Okay. Well, 49, we'll say. Okay. I turned the game off at that point. I'm not superstitious, but this is way too fucked up even for me. I played it all day long. All day. I know I haven't played it all day today. Hell, I didn't even get any sleep last night. I kept hearing the reverse Song of Healing music in my head, just remembering the sense of dread I felt exploring Clocktown. I drove back to the old man's house today and asked him for some questions with a buddy of mine. No way I was going there alone. Only to find that there was a for sale sign in his yard. When I rang the door, no one was there. No one was home. So now I'm back here writing the rest of my thoughts and recording what's happening. Sorry if this is has some grammatical errors and whatnot. I'm running on no sleep here, terrified of this game, and even more so now that I've relived it a second time writing this all down. But I feel like there's still more to it than what meets the eye, and that there is something calling me to investigate this further. I think then is something in this question, but I don't know what. And if I could get a hold of the old man, then I would be able to find some answers. I need another day or so to recuperate after tackling this game again. Or before tackling this game again. Fuck me too, buddy. I'm gonna need a day or two to recuperate after fucking reading this thing before I tackle the rest of this shit. God damn. It's already taking a toll on my sanity, I feel like. Dude, fucking same. This is literally talking about me reading this fucking story. I've been reading this fucking thing for, God, like 20 minutes at least. I want to say like 20 fucking minutes. And I'm still like not even done. Not even well, I'm probably about halfway. Anyways, but next time I do this, I'm going to be recording some footage all the way through. I had the idea to record only became to me towards the end. Oh, excuse me. So you see the last few minutes of what I saw, including Skull Kid and the elegy statue, but it's on YouTube here. Oh, see, there's like a little fucking. I don't want to play this. This looks fucking terrifying. No, I'm not doing it. No. I was gonna click on the video and watch it, but I thought, well, first of all, copyright, and two, I'm actually getting kind of spooked right now. I'm going to say that in this thread I'm going only to stay in this thread for a little while longer before I fall asleep to answer any questions you guys might have, or hopefully listen to your ideas about the theory to help me shed some light on this, or maybe things I should try to do. I think I'm going to play Ben's file tomorrow to see what happens. Maybe I was supposed to do that all along. I don't believe in paranormal shit, but this is all a little fucked up. I think maybe this Ben guy is really a good hacker/programmer. I don't want to think about the alternatives if he isn't. That's the end of the copy/paste. I'm hoping that maybe this is some kind of running gag and the developers had other people gotten gag or hacked copies of the game like this. This just really scares me. Oh my god, that's the end of post 1. This is post number 2, September 8th of 2010. But you know what, guys? I'm fucking exhausted. There's like 7 minutes left of this podcast. So, oh god, I am really fucking exhausted. I've been reading that, like 20-something minutes at least. My fucking eyes hurt from reading that shit. I was gonna say maybe read post 2, but I don't think there's any way. Yeah, scrolling through all this. Oh wait, well, I mean, post 2 isn't that long. Actually, never mind, it's fucking. Post 3 is not that long, but post 4 is not that long either. Post 5 is not that long. I don't know, the point is, I will pick this fucking story up next time I do a Creepypasta story, where we will finish. The fuck was I? Now I gotta find. There I am. So, I know I haven't read. I didn't get to all 3 stories today like I planned, but I didn't plan on the fucking Ben Drown being so goddamn long. But you know what, guys? God, I kind of want to end it because I have nothing else to say, and I don't want to start on post number 2, you know, because that would just be terrifying. And I don't have and I don't have enough time now because, well, it's just long, right? I don't know. But you know what, guys? Instead of you waiting for me to read the rest of it, um, I think I'll just, excuse me, I'll just put it in the link in the description. Ha, get it, link in the description. And if you guys want to finish it, I'm on post 2. I will come back and finish this, but I just don't want you guys to, like, wait and stuff for me. So, going to be doing that, where's my video? But you know, yeah, here I am. Edit description, edit video. This isn't it, is it? Yeah, it is, okay. Okay. The rest of the Ben drowned Creepypasta. Oh shit, I spelled that wrong. Okay. Okay, so the rest of the Ben drowned Creepypasta. So I'm putting it in the link in the description so you guys can, you know, finish it without me being the... there you go. Try Studio Search. No, fuck you. You customize menu. Fuck you. No, it's not made for kids. Okay, save. So now, if you guys look in the description, it should hopefully be there. In the link in the description. Yeah, shut up, me. There we go. And then click the link, and there you go. Okay. Alright, guys, so those 5 posts it says on here. And just to reiterate, I only read 1 post of it. So if you guys wanted to continue without me, you know, being here, you guys wanted to continue reading for yourselves, I ended on post 2, and you guys can just read after that if you don't want to wait for me. I will be back, though, to finish this, because I hate leaving you guys empty-handed. Well, not empty-handed, but, like, I hate leaving you guys, like, I hate finishing stuff. Like, I love to finish things. Like, I hate leaving things unfinished. So, don't you guys worry. I will be back with this. I will be back. Alright. But anyways, guys, I think I might end it just slightly early because, you know, 2 reasons actually. 1, my pizza's probably getting cold and I need to fucking finish it. And 2, this is a little TMI, but I kind of got to take a shit. And, you know. But anyways, guys, my jaw is hurting, your ears are bleeding. And if you guys enjoyed this podcast and wanted to leave a like, please, by all means, go right ahead, give it a like. If you didn't like it, dislike it. I mean, it's a free country. You don't have to like it just by me telling you to like it. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet and you are interested, do that too. If you don't want to subscribe, don't do it. I mean, it's a free country. And if you do subscribe, make sure you click that bell notification so you'd be notified whenever I'm going live again or upload a regular normal video, you know? And why not comment something? Say, hey, Dr. Diamond, you look like a fucking douchebag. I'm just kidding. But anyways, guys, Colorful Warfare, Carolyn Sonic, Silas, and Alyssa's channels are always in the link in the description. And if you don't know who the fuck those guys are, those are one of my bestest friends. Mainly Colorful Warfare, Silas, and Alyssa. I'm not too close with Carolyn Sonic, but she's still one of my friends, and I love her a lot. And she's a Steven Universe fan, so that makes it all better. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow night for my special Easter podcast. Goodbye, everybody.